Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a big look at some more offerings from Savage Crucible. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Savage Crucible Lemurian Slate, the Lemurian Savage, the Armory pack, and the Huntsman pack. Let's get after it. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by, and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector.
And if you like my content, please consider subscribing.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I just wanted to say sorry that I didn't get a chance to put a video up yesterday, being Wednesday. You guys know that my schedule is every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I post videos, and yesterday was just a big day for our family. Our middle son graduated 5th grade, so his graduation was yesterday morning. We had family come in. We had a lot of activities throughout the day, and we just spent the day with the family. And the day before, we were prepping for the family, so I didn't have time. We were prepping, you know, for a family to come in, so I didn't have time to pre-record something for Wednesday. So I apologize for not getting a video out, but I figured, hey, you know what? Since you know, I need to, since I missed Wednesday and we're going to do it on Thursday, I may as well double down and give you guys a double dose of Lemurian goodness here, because I've got all of these in recently, and you know, I think it's going to go pretty quickly because the Savage and the Slate are basically the same figure, just different paint paint applications. But what's really going to be the true star of the show here are the Armory pack and the Huntsman pack, because they add so many different heads, so many different like arm and leg options, that I totally forgot they added all this stuff in there. And I can't wait to dive into it. So let's head over to the review space and take a closer look. All right, here we have a closer look at the Lemurian Slate in the package. Has his name up at the top. You can see everything he comes with, because this is one of your basic like army builders, good for customizing. Has the name on the side as well, and then you can sort of like see this little bit of a write-up here on the back, which is pretty neat. And then I did want to show off, you know, there's this little warning here. It says, look behind the map. Now, this is something I didn't show in my preview before the figures came out, because I didn't know if Harbinger Studios wanted this shared prior. But basically, you guys probably already know what's in here. Basically, you get an art card. But what's really cool about this art card is not only you get different art on each one of the cards. Basically, these are stats to use these characters in your new D&D games. So, man, I love this art. This is probably like my favorite one that I've gotten so far. Man, this looks incredible. This is the Clutch Protector, and you can see here it's got all the stats, you know, to play with D&D. Some of these come in foil. Some of them come standard like this. But yeah, they're absolutely fantastic, and it just adds another level of playability to these already awesome figures. Here's everything you get: a standard figure, one weapon, and then 2 hands. Let's get him opened up out of the package. So here's a look at the weapon that you get. It has no paint on it other than like it's been cast in like this bronzy gold color. You can see it's made out of like bone and leather or skin. It's got some teeth and fangs, a little bit of blade. This thing is kind of begging for some paint, and I think I may add some to it to bring it to life a little bit more. You do get 2 gesturing or sort of like gripping hands that have horizontal hinges on them in the package. Look at all that texture. Ah, man, these things just look incredible. And then here is the basic figure itself, the Lemurian Slate. I love this sort of velociraptor looking head. You can see that the jaw is articulated. It is hinged, and it does open a little bit there. And I guess maybe the further up you tilt the head, the more you can get the jaw to open. It's nicely painted on the inside with the teeth and the tongue and the inside of the mouth. Just look at all this texture. I mean, there is not a single space on this figure that is not sculpted or textured. You get this nice little loincloth here with a little hole to hold an accessory, and I'll show you how that works. You have a little hole on the back to hold another accessory. You have the tail here, which is really nice, and then the feet and the legs. For his articulation goes, he can look up all the way that far. It looks really good. You can look down a little bit further, and you can rotate and bob the head back and forth. The arms are nicely articulated on these nice ball joints. They go all the way out to the side and hit that T-pose, no problem. You can rotate the arm all the way around if you want to. We do have, there's not really a butterfly joint there. It just has a little bit of play. You do have upper bicep swivel. You do have this NECA style double joint here at the arm, at the elbow. So you can, you know, let me rotate the arm all the way down. Now you can see you get a little bit past 90. And because of that, you do get a hinge at the top of that joint, or a swivel at the top of that joint and a swivel at the bottom of that joint. And then you have a hinge and swivel here at the wrist. And the sword holding hands or weapon holding hands are on a vertical hinge, which I absolutely love. Every single handhold figure with a hand that holds a weapon needs to be a vertical hinge. You can see that if you rotate it too far back, not only will the bottom pop out, but you'll get this little gap in the chest. But with those 2 points of articulation, he can lean all the way forward. He can crunch forward very far. You just want to, you know, finagle this a little bit so you don't get that gap when you lean him all the way back. He does rotate at the top of that diaphragm joint, and at the waist he also rotates. There's no drop down on the legs, but that's okay. They move very well. They can go all the way forward that far, which is really cool. They do have, they can go all the way out to the side that far, and they can only go back about this far because you got this little lizard butt, like right here, looks like a little loincloth there. It can't really go back. You do have some upper thigh swivel. You do have this double jointed NECA style knee right there at the knee, so you get nice range of motion there. Little bit of rotation at the top of the knee. You do rotate at the top of the calf right there below the knee, and then you have a nice hinge, swivel, and rocker down on the foot for nice foot articulation. And then you do have some mobility in the toes. There is a figure stand peg on the feet, and then the tail is on a hinge, and it does rotate, but it is not like wired or bendy or anything like that. It's just a pretty stiff plastic. See how easy the hands are to pop off. They pop off pretty easily. It's not really a problem, and then they pop in very nicely, and I appreciate that. And man, these gripping hands, these gesturing hands look mighty fine on these lizard guys. I really dig it. Let's give him a weapon and see what he looks like holding his weapon here, and that looks really cool. I love how this weapon, like, really you can hold it either way. You can have it facing either direction, and it looks really nice. And then let's see if we can get a two-handed pose going on here, because then the hands are nice and rubbery, and they have a look. Yeah, you could do it. You can get a two-handed gripping pose there, and I think that looks super nice. That's killer. Next up, we're going to take a look at the Lemurian Savage. So this is the same exact figure. You can see the same weapons, a little more paint on this one. But I think that kind of goes for overall. There's a little more paint on this figure all over. So it's the same price as the Lemurian Slate, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, but you just get more bang for your buck. Let's see what card we got. Oh, we got a foil, and we got Como over the aisles. You guys remember, this was the preview figure that Harbinger Studios sent me to review before the figures were released, which I super appreciate, and that was the figure I got, and I love him. Check him out. He looks awesome. I'm so happy I got that particular card. That's amazing. Here is the same sword that we got with the Slate, but you can see there's a lot more detail here. The blade's been painted, some nice dried skin and bone and teeth and fangs, and it looks like they've come from various different beasts. Nice metal handle. I love it. Some little straps on there. It looks nice. And then, of course, we do get two more of those gesturing, gripping hands with the horizontal hinges. Which looks really nice. I dig the paint on this guy. The yellow, the orange, the green looks great. And man, just check out this face. It looks incredible. It looks great. Again, we're not going to go over articulation with this guy because literally the exact same as the Slate. But check this out. There's some dry brushing on the loincloth, which is really cool. I dig that. I love the lizard paint schemes they've got going on here. Again, all over this thing. There's not a single part of this that isn't textured or sculpted or touched with paint. It just looks so incredibly good. I dig it so much. And then check out that face, and then the mouth does. And then this one does not have any teeth painted on the inside, I just noticed, which is I don't know if that's a mistake or if that's on purpose. I have to check out some other reviews to see what other people, what their heads look like. And then the hands are nice and soft and rubbery, so you can get a weapon in there without having to like force it in, which is really good. I dig this figure so much. Also, we're going to be taking a look at the armor pack here, and man, this thing is, it's called the Armory for sure because, you know, this thing comes with so much stuff. Look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4 heads, a ton of armor, so many weapons. And then look here on the back, here's a little layout of everything it comes with, just so much stuff. Let's see what we got here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30 pieces of equipment here. This is absolutely incredible. So let's dive into this set and see what we get. First and foremost, let's check out the card and see what we got here. Oh, we got the Lemurian Savage, so that's really cool. I have a card, so you know, the cards don't match up, it's all randomly inserted, but I'm really glad that now I have 2 cards of 2 of the characters that I own, and then there's the stats on the back. That's really cool. I dig it. That's really neat. All right, this baggie here came with the set. It's not, so that means we even got more. So I think this is, we're going to add 4 extra pieces to the 30, and these are some bonus lower arm pieces and lower leg pieces, which are great. So I haven't seen a character with this paint scheme on it yet, so maybe one's coming, and when we get it, we can pop these on and see how we can change up the figure. Let's look and see what else we got here. We do have this awesome head that looks like it matches those parts we just got. So this is more of a snarling face. This is a different one than the head that comes on the basic figures. If you look and see, they look very similar, but if you notice, it's a different shape head. The teeth are exposed even when the mouth is closed. You know, one looks more like a velociraptor and one looks more like a lizard, I guess. This is really cool, and I love the nice painted eyes, and the paint scheme on here is really cool. Man, I'm gonna have so much fun. Like, look how detailed that is on the inside. It's really neat. I'm gonna have so much fun popping and swapping and creating all these different characters. We do get this head, which fits the Savage very well. It's that identical paint scheme. As you can see here, this mouth does not open. Not sure why they went that route, but maybe they, you know, wanted to cut some costs somewhere. And man, this guy looks menacing even without the mouth opening. So you can see it. Look, it fits that color scheme perfectly. Oh man, you know what? Let's just pop it on real quick and see what this looks like. Oh man, this is going to be incredible. I mean, so many heads available already, you know, and they only have 1 wave of these figures out. Look at that. That's incredible. That's looking so tough. All right, here's the next head, probably my favorite head in the pack. The mouth does open on this one. I love this fanned out look with the fins on the back, the texture, the paint. Now, this is a black head, and Lemurian Slate's kind of like this greenish blue color. So these colors are not going to match up. There is another figure in the wave that this is going to match up very well with, but I mean, you know, from a distance, maybe on your shelf, I'm not sure you could tell that these are 2 different colors. But I do love the way that looks. That just looks incredible. Man, I love this head so much. This head is so much fun. I love it. It reminds me of that dinosaur that takes out Dennis Nedry in Jurassic Park. We do get this awesome head with like this Tyrannosaurus, or this, look at that mouth, with this Triceratops style helmet on. And look how it's beautifully painted. It's got some nice weathering. Oh, this looks really cool. I love the little shields over the eyes. That looks neat. The mouth opens. There's so much nice paint detail. Absolutely love this head. You can see that it's the exact same head as this head here, just with the helmet on, which is really cool. I love the extra reuse here. That doesn't even look like reuse. We do get some extra leg pieces here for to match the head. Again, these are not going to match up with the Slate figure here. You can see it's green. These are black with this light blue paint job. But like I said, there are other figures in the wave that share this color scheme. So so you can mix and match there. We get 2 lower arm pieces that do the exact same thing. That look just like the lower leg pieces. And then we have some belt accessories. We have this scroll piece that looks really nice, maybe a decree for him to go and capture somebody. And then we have this nice other little belt accessories like these shackles. Now they're not separate, it's just one solid piece sculpted. They don't come apart, but it does look really nice, and it's nicely painted as well. Then we have this beautiful loincloth piece. You can see that that's where these pieces plug in. I do recommend plugging these pieces into the lower waist armor before you put it on the figure. Otherwise, it's going to give you quite a bit of a fuss. And I will say that overall, some of these peg accessories are a little tight. The tolerances are very tight. So that's good, because once you have them on, they're not necessarily going to fall off. But I will say that they are kind of difficult to push in. You know, I spent a fair amount of time you know, pushing and like heating things up just to make sure that, you know, I can get all of these things to pop in. But man, this armor just looks absolutely beautiful. I love the cool gray and the gold. It's all very soft rubbery plastic. I love the dinosaur and the lizard motif that you can see throughout. It just looks great. Look at that sculpt work and all the rivets. This piece is just amazing. It's so beautiful, and this is really going to change the look of one of these figures, however we decide to do it. It also comes with these very nice like lower arm pieces, these gauntlet pieces, which are labeled left and right, so you know which ones to put on. And again, just the rivets, the metal work, the silver, the gold, the snake motif, the lizard motif is really nice. These pieces look great. You do get some lower leg pieces to match those as well, and these are also awesome. Look at the snake design. The snake's like interweaving on the front of the boot. It looks great. The plating, the rivets, again, and they're not the same piece. You can see some of them have like different distress marks. You can see they are different. They are labeled left and right inside the pad, so you know which one to put them on. And then let's turn our attention to the weapons. You get this really cool looking shield with these dragon scale motif, which is really cool. And it has this nice handle on the back that rotates, so you can turn it whichever way you want to have it plugged in. Also, you have this little plug piece here that you can use to plug this into one of the ports on the side of the armor. I mean, it's kind of bulky. I don't know of anybody who carries a shield on their waist armor. It looks like it would kind of get in the way, but maybe you can also plug this into the holes into the back of the figure, so you could probably do that. I'm not sure. Maybe you can plug them into the holes. I'm not sure if this plug actually fits into the back of the figure itself, but maybe they've got some other things in the works that this would work into. Here we have one of the weapons. So many weapons in this pack, but it's got this nice snake motif going on here with the fangs. Looks so beautiful, so good. Looks incredible. And then, I mean, we've got so many weapons to go through. We got this hook knife, which also has like this dragon head or this lizard type style head on the end. I dig that they're carrying this lizard, snake, dragon motif all the way through the armor, the figures, the weapons, the accessories. I dig it. It's very cohesive. Again, another nice little short sword that's got like this sort of fang look to it. This could really be used for any other line as well. Like you could use these weapons with your, you know, Mythic Legions, your Marvel Legends, your Joes. Look, I love this. Again, another little fang style design. I love this sword. I love these little short swords, and I love swords that have holes in the pommel. I just think it's a really cool design, and so many of these weapons do. Look at this crazy thing. This is like a double-bladed axe. It has a snake kind of like slithering up the blade, which looks amazing. And then, of course, it has like scales on the handle, and then another snake or lizard head on the pommel, which looks great. I'm digging that. And then this thing is wicked. Like, this is probably my favorite weapon out of the whole set. This double-bladed single-handed weapon with like spikes on it for punching. That thing looks like it could do some serious damage in an arena. Then we get two of these swords, which I love. This is really awesome. I'm glad I got two. So your guy can like double wield them, or like you can give one to another character. Again, some scale and fang motifs going on there. And then you have this nice long wicked spear axe thing, which is, as you can see, way taller than the figure. If these figures are like 6 inches, this has got to be like 8 inches long. Some nice weathering. And while that's not like a snake motif going on with you've got these rings that kind of look like something coiled, even though it's not a snake. It looks really nice. So many good weapons there. And now we're going to turn our attention to the Huntsman pack. So this is more of a leathers wraps kind of pack here with all kinds of stuff in here. We got 1, 2, 3 different heads to choose from. A lot of options. I'm seeing some more leg options in there. And then here is some parts you can see on the back. I'll lay that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 22 pieces here, which is, so you're getting less than the other set. Oh, wait, maybe 23, because I think this headpiece here, and even that piece on the back comes apart. So maybe they're counting that. Maybe that's like 24, 23, 24 pieces here. But let's get this open up, see what card we got. And big reveal, last card. What did we get? Oh, very cool. We got a croaking hybrid. This is amazing. Look at that. It's got the fins on the top. We have that head here. So if you guys want like a really comprehensive look at all of the cards and all the different versions that have come out, please check out Bill's video over at Dorklair. He did a super comprehensive video all about the cards and which ones came out. So you definitely want to check that out. I'll put a link to it in the description below. Here is the big shoulder back piece. And I will tell you that these little plugs here, they work great. I think this piece is removable. Those little plug pieces do work really good. They hold it in nice and tight, but I will tell you, if one of them pops out, you will definitely have to heat it up with a heat gun or boiling water to pop one of those pegs back in. I kind of wish those pegs were stationary, but we'll get to that later. We do have another loincloth here that we've seen before. It's the same, it's just very nicely painted. You can see that it is the exact same sculpt that has come with the Slate and the Savage, just painted a little differently. Have a hole on the side, a hole on the back for accessories, which I really dig. I think that's nice, a neat idea. Here we have some leather wraps that go around the figure's chest, and you can see how it works on the back. You can see how it just kind of plugs in, and it just kind of fits down in there. You may need like something to help plug it in, but you do get a nice weapon holding sheath and a little hole for probably putting that shield on. Now we know what that's for. We get some shoulder armor pieces here that have that same kind of plug. Again, I wish these plugs were stationary and a part of the armor and not separate, because they do kind of pop out if you're not careful, and you will have a hell of a time putting them back in. I mean, I struggled with it. But you do get 2 sets of holes, so you can put both the shoulder armor and the back armor on this guy at the same time. So that's really cool. It's a nice little innovation they threw in there. I really appreciate that. Then we have this nice mask piece, which I'm not sure which head this fits on. I'm not sure. Let's try one of these basic heads here. Let's see if it's kind of molded in a certain way. I don't know. It doesn't really feel like it snaps on here very well. Yeah, it's not really fitting on this head at all. It's not going to fit on that head with the fins. Let's try this head. No, it's not really fitting on that head either. Maybe it fits on like the basic head. Let's try that. Yeah, that fits a little bit better. It doesn't really snap on and feel like it's not going to fall off, but it does sit better than the rest. If somebody in the comments knows what I'm doing wrong here, please let me know. Or you guys from Harbinger Studios, if you're watching, which I know you are, then let me know in the comments about where I'm going wrong here. What am I doing wrong? Let's see here. We do get some lower leg wraps, and these are lower leg pieces, so you will have to heat them up to remove the lower leg and put these on. They don't slide over. You can see that they are different sculpts. They are not the same, so they did not skimp out on that. And we have some lower arm pieces as well, which look really nice. I'm digging this blue and gray motif. I think it's great. The color combo is awesome. Then we get a couple of accessories. We get this nice little whip, which I love. It goes great with this Huntsman idea. And then like a little rope. Look how nicely that's painted. So beautiful with all these skulls that, you know, of things he's hunted. And, you know, one of these even looks like a human skull. So are we getting humans? Of course we are. If you guys saw my review or my video of Toylanta, you know that I saw this at the table, saw the Savage Crucible table, and there are humans coming. Look at this nice little necklace that we get. It's not going to fit over every head, but some of them it definitely will. It looks really nice. And then we have some lower leg pieces. Now, these are black with a darker blue than the lighter blue we saw in the Armory pack. So again, it's not the same color as the Lemurian Slate. It's kind of a grayish, blacker color, more of a charcoal color. So we know maybe we've got some other characters coming that we can use these lower leg pieces on. You also get some lower arm pieces. Again, they're the same color as the lower leg pieces we just looked at. So that's really cool. Man, there's so many options. We're going to have so many ways to display these figures. We also get 2 additional leg pieces, which is really cool. And they're like this kind of tealish, kind of aquamarine blue, kind of a slate blue. And we also get some lower arm pieces to match that as well. They're not going to go with the 2 characters we have right now, but they do look really nice. Now here we have a knife that this set comes with. Now these are all cast in gold, and they've got some blood effects on them. And if this looks familiar, let me show you. Here is a set from the Armory pack, and here's this knife, and you would think it's the same knife, but it's not. Now, the blade is the same. It looks like the same exact blade, but it looks like the handles are different. So that's really cool. This one's got this little handle on it. Now, I know I've seen this handle before, but look, check this out. It's the same handle as the hook sword that we got from the Armory pack. So this is really cool. It looks like they're mixing and matching the handles and the blades as well. So here we have the hook sword from this pack that's got the snake motif with the fangs. Again, we've seen this head. Here's the hook sword that came with the Armory pack. You can see that the blade is the same, but the handle is different. So where have we seen this before? This little head is the same head that came on the knife in the Armory pack. You see it's the same exact sculpt, same fangs, same hood, same eyes. That's really cool. So they're even mixing and matching the blades, the handles, the pommels on all these weapons, which is brilliant. I haven't seen somebody do this before. This is a really nice touch. Now here is this longer sword, and this thing just looks wicked. It's like this axe that's curved. It's got blades. It's got blood. Look at this dragon head on here and this little dragon tail or snake tail coming off. This is one of my favorite weapons I've received so far, and it is mighty wicked. Now let's turn our attention to the heads. We get this beautiful head that's kind of like this T-Rex or maybe this Velociraptor head. Now this is different than the head that we got on the basic figure, but it's the same head that we got in the Armory pack that has this brown and orange motif, which is really cool. And I think this is going to fit very nicely with our Lemurian Savage. It's the same color scheme. He's going to look great. That same brown face. Let's go ahead and pop this off and get this head on and see what it looks like. Oh man, like that alone is a significant upgrade to this figure already just by changing the head, because you got this more scary looking dinosaur head with the mouth that opens, with the teeth that are exposed. I'm digging it. I mean, so many head options in so little of a wave, and so, you know, in the very first wave. Here we have this this head that's got the fins, it's black and this dark blue. So we've got some leg and arm pieces that match this, but this is the same head that came in the Savage pack, I mean in the Armory pack. You can see it's the exact same sculpt, just painted different, and it looks gorgeous. I love this head. I love those dual fins. It's looking fantastic. I really appreciate all these heads. And then we get this head, which is probably my favorite. It's very snake-like, very Egyptian looking. It's got this nice little hood that kind of like hangs off to the side. The mouth is articulated and opens up. Reminds me very much of like Cobra Khan from Masters of the Universe. I want to see what this looks like on the Savage, because the colors look like they're going to match up. And they do. Oh man, this thing looks really good. Can I get this popped on? Some of the tolerances, you know, you gotta do some heating, but man, this looks great. Now it is kind of gappy, but look, we're going to be putting a lot of armor on this guy, so I think we're going to be able to hide some of that gappage when we put the back armor on, the shoulder armor on, and the straps around his shoulders. I think that's going to hide some of that. Now that's all we've got, so I want to just show you guys like how we can customize some of these figures and kind of take some of them in different directions. So here we have the Lemurian Slate, so we can take this guy and we can kind of change him from this to this, and that is stellar. I mean, you buy this basic figure like this, and then with this extra pack you can turn him into this, and that is absolutely incredible with all the armor and the accessories and the weapons. They just look fantastic. Taking a look at the Lemurian Savage, you get this basic figure, but with the Huntsman pack, you can take this guy from a basic warrior to a Huntsman, and this looks incredible. You get to go from this to this, and that is absolutely fantastic. I love all these parts and pieces. Man, I mean, this is a brilliant way. I mean, Mythic Legions started the whole pop and swap thing. I mean, people would argue that Glyos has been doing this for years, and they have, but they've brought it to, Mythic Legions kind of brought it to the 6-inch scale, and now Savage Crucible is doing that in a different way, and I love it. It's awesome. Taking a closer look at all these guys, they are amazing. They are beautiful figures. They look good. They pose good. But let me tell you something. If I did have a nitpick with these things, it would be that you are definitely going to have a heat gun handy, or a blow dryer, or you're going to need to soak these guys in some boiling hot water, because their tolerances are really, really tight. They are really stiff. So you are going to definitely want to heat these pieces up as you pop off the lower arms, the hands, the lower legs, the feet, and then putting these things back together. You will need to heat them up. Please, please do so, or you're otherwise going to break these figures. I can't stress that enough. I had a heat gun with me throughout this whole review because I needed it every time I changed a part. And so thank you guys for tuning in and staying with me through this super long review. I'm so sorry that it's long, but I was looking at 2 different figures and 2 different accessory packs, but I really wanted one place to kind of show off these 2 figures and these 2 accessory sets together. So thanks for hanging in there with me and watching this whole video. I super appreciate it. Please continue to check us out over at Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am your Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I'm your host, Mark, and I will see you in the toy aisles.